Oh, good morning, Yankees universe. Welcome back to another episode of the Yankees Morning Brew on this Thursday, August 3rd. Like always, I'm your guy Hector, joined by my co-host, Mr. TC Stills. Check out the intro and we will be right back.
Really, y'all don't know this, y'all in danger, I'm a threat. I'm a gamble with your life, cause you know that it's a bet. You know I ain't letting up, my foot is on your neck. Take my word for it, it's a promise and a threat. Really, y'all don't know this, y'all in danger, I'm a threat. I'm a gamble with your life, cause you know that it's a bet. You know I ain't letting up, my foot is on your neck. Take my word for it, it's a promise and a threat.
Oh, good morning, Yankees universe. Like I said, welcome back to another episode of the Yankees Morning Brew. I am your guy Hector, always joined by my co-host, Mr. TC Stills. All you Yankee fans out there, wake up and get your coffee. TC, how you feeling, big fella?
Well, I got my coffee. And I woke up, so those are two good things, right, today. So,
oh yeah,
and the Yankees did win, so I was pleasantly surprised, and I'm feeling good. It was a good day to wake up and celebrate a win. Great guest today. I'm ready to go. Let's go. Let's do this.
Oh, super excited. Yes, we got Frank Luna who will be joining us momentarily for a conversation. But before we do that, we got to shout out the chat. Let's do a little bit of the roll call. We got our guy Avicii in the building. Avicii, how are you doing? Good morning, good sir. We got Jonathan in the building. Good morning, Jonathan. Shane McNeil is in the building. My friend NYY News numero Ruben is in the building. Ruben, how you doing, my guy? Dev Finch is in the building. Dev, how you doing? Dev followed me on Twitter also, and she let us know that she is a big fan of the show. So I appreciate you, Dev, like always. NFE is in the building.
NFE,
Salute to you. Good morning. Big time. Jerry Cadell is in
big
the
time.
building. Jerry says, good morning, Hector and TC. What's up? I hope all is well with you too. All was well last night. 13 hits, 7 runs. How about that? Cole pitched well. Just that bleep to Franco. He settled down. Absolutely. And shout out to Garrett Cole because he is our ace, right? We talked about it with Scott Bourne on the trade deadline special. For all you Yankee fans out there that wanted the team to trade Garrett Cole for some reason because you saw the Mets got prospects and you guys just wanted to jump on it. Relax, relax your bridges, relax. We got 01LS1Z28DABX is in the building. How you doing? Anthony Garcia is in the building.
How you doing, Anthony?
We got Samantha T in the building. Samantha, how you doing? Adam Landsman is in the building. I can't forget his person because if I do, he's going to let me know in the chat. AK47 is in the building. AK, I didn't forget about you this time, my guys. Salute to you. Good morning. My friend Nathan Ramachandra.
How you doing, Nathan?
Listen, my friend Nathan, he's been covering the whole Nestor Cortez rehab. He did an amazing interview with Oswald Cabrera as well. Make sure you guys follow my friend Nathan. I'll be playing some of his stuff later on the show. Sean Browning is in the building. Salute to you, Sean Browning. And also, before we start out anything, Yankee fans, we got to have a serious conversation. I'm going to bring up our guests that we have. But before we do that, we have to talk about Domingo Germán. And before we do that, just want to give a quick PSA. If you or someone you know is struggling with substance abuse and or alcoholism, please call the Substance Abuse and Mental Health Service hotline. The number is 1-800-622-HELP. That's 1-800-622-4357. You guys know when it comes to mental health, substance abuse, alcoholism, this is something that I take very seriously. I have a family history of substance abuse. So if there's anyone out there in our community that you guys are dealing with something, you guys know that you guys can reach out to me, whether that's on Twitter, whether that's on Instagram. If you guys have any friends or family, please reach out to them. Mental health is important. Domingo Germán, we understand baseball, but you got real life, right? And this is a real life situation right now. Yes,
that comes first.
He's most likely not going to be on a team for the rest of the season, but we want to make sure that he gets straight before anything else. Go ahead, TC.
Yeah, if you're dealing with something like that off the field, you got to get that straightened out before you try to go out and pitch or hit or as a teammate, you can't be dealing with that. and try to play baseball. It's just you got to get it straightened out. Your personal life is your personal life. You gotta get that all straightened out. So, as far as the armpit injury, I don't know if that was just a cover up or. I mean, I don't know. What do you think?
There's a bunch of stuff going around on Twitter that something happened inside of the locker room that we don't know, so we don't like to speculate, right? And unless it's something that's concrete that we can put out and put our name or attach our name to it, we're not just going to put it out there. So I know a lot of rumors are going on Twitter that something happened. You're not going to get none of that from over here. Like I said, I just wish Domingo Germán a speedy recovery. Hopefully he gets himself right on track.
This is the second time he dealt with the domestic abuse last year. So this is a problem. And I don't know if we're going to ever see Domingo Germán in a Yankee uniform going forward.
Yeah, but, definitely. So, guys,
get his life straight. Get his life straight.
Definitely. If you guys can in the chat, please put the prayer emojis in the chat for Domingo Germán. SNY Yankees, they got Aaron Boone, a quote from Aaron Boone, who's talking about Domingo Germán. He said he's a sweetheart of a guy. So when you see something that has affected his livelihood and his life, you know how serious it is. It's very sad for someone that is very talented. It definitely is. It's definitely very sad. That's why I said you got to separate the two. Understand that we are fans that watch New York Yankees and we love baseball, but at the same time, real life hits. And this is a real life situation right now, right? I don't when we're talking about Domingo Germán, I don't care that he's not going to be on the team for the rest of the season. I don't care he's not going to be there. I hope this to get to the postseason. All I care about is that Domingo Germán gets himself right, point blank, period. TC?
No, you said it. There's more important things in baseball. And this is the rest of your life. And he's a family man. He's got a wife, kids. Get that straightened out and see what happens in the future. But take care of yourself, and because it's bad. I've seen it. In not in my family, but my wife's family, and it's not a good thing. So definitely get that checked out.
Yeah, and like AK-47 said in the chat, CC had the same problem. Yeah. And the Yankee organization and the Yankee fans, they were there for CC Sabathia. Hopefully, the Yankee organization and the Yankee fans, I know he has a checkered past, but at the same time, I'm all about redemption. And hopefully he gets he gets the help that he needs. Also, we got 36 people that are in the building. So if you guys can, please smack that like button. Let's run up the likes on this stream. The last 2 streams we were able to, or the last 3 streams, we were able to get 100 likes consecutively on all 3 streams. Let's get that today on this stream. Let's try to get to 100 likes on this stream. We got our friend Macho Man in the building. The Macho King, he said, what's up, everybody? I am that I am. Salute to you. Shout out to you, my guy. Unpopular opinion. My friend Gio is in the building. Salute. 3 capital S's. Yankee Cow as well is in the building. But without further ado, we're going to bring up our guest, Frank. I see you backstage. Let me get a thumbs up to make sure that you're ready to come up. Just to make sure you're good, Frank. Let's see. If you could just put it in your camera, just give me a thumbs up so I can bring you up.
He's good.
There you go. Sorry about the miscommunication, Frank,
good,
my
bro.
guy.
Come on, fellas.
Chilling,
Morning, Frank.
baby. Chilling, Frank. How you feeling?
Man, we were talking off camera. I was there last night, so what after the first inning I thought was about to be a funeral turned out to be a hell of a fun time. So
we should thought it was
like we said backstage. Frank is one of our first guests that comes on after Yankees win. So from now going forward, Frank will be a feature stapled on the Yankees Morning Brew. We're sending him over the contract right now. Get that signed. No NDAs needed at all. But Frank, my brother, you said you was at the stadium last night. So let us know how was the fans last night, especially coming off of losing 2 games back-to-back to the Rays, down 2-0. What was the feel inside the stadium after that first inning, brother?
Hector, I mean, first of all, what you guys started off by talking about with Domingo, I mean, you root for a guy and his family, when they're going through something like that. And have you guys ever been to a rehab facility? Have you ever been inside?
I worked EMS for years, so I always had to bring patients and patients back and forth.
I've been there not as a patient, and to think that guy was pitching at Yankee Stadium in the very recent past and is now
a perfect game.
Yeah, and is now sitting in a rehab facility trying to get himself right. That just brings the humanity and the these guys are people. And a lot of times we get mad at them and rip them to shreds online and do all those things. But they're human beings. So the fact that you started off talking about that to me is important. And last night, I'm telling you, I was there early. It was a weird vibe, man. I'm 40 and I haven't felt that vibe in a Yankee game in a while. That like despair kind of vibe. And after a Wander Franco home run, man, I looked at the guys I was with. I was like, come on, man, this is brutal. I don't want to be here for this. But, Cole did what he does and settled down. And, thank God we got some clutch hits. So, it turned into a party. Yesterday. Yeah. I mean, spread some of them out a little bit.
Yeah, that's what I was hoping. That's what
Save something for the night, man. Save something.
5 runs in 1 inning. I've never seen that. Has that happened this year?
It's been a while, I think.
How many times have you seen the Yankees put out a offensive output like last night, but then the next 2 games they respond with donuts? Look what happened after Kansas City. Everybody thought the bats were going to wake up after that Kansas City series, but then what we do? We crapped the bed and laid donuts the next couple of games, right? But that's the type of season that the Yankees are having right now. If I can, I just want to shout out my friend Yankee Cow that's in the building. Yankee Cow says, I've been sober for almost 35 years, and I'm proud of it. Yankee Cow, my guy, I appreciate you.
Salute to
your
you.
Family over here, brother. And like we said in the chat, if there's anyone that's in our community, any friends or family, if you guys are having any issues, like I said, you can reach out to me on social media, whether that's Twitter, whether that's Instagram, just so we can have a conversation. Frank, I used to work EMS in the South Bronx, but we work the company that I worked for was a private company. We had exclusive contracts with all the VAs all around the city. So I was constantly bringing people back and forth from the Brooklyn VA, Manhattan VA, Bronx VA, Staten Island VA. So I know exactly what you mean talking about going to rehab centers, and sometimes it's pretty scary to see what people have to go through, but the strength was there from Domingo to do what he had to do to get himself right.
Yeah, and a lot of times we focus on the person going through it, and we don't necessarily think about the family as much. And I think Domingo's family, it seems like they've had a tumultuous few years.
Yes.
And, you just hope that whatever they're going through as a family unit, they can kind of get through and recover, and in a lot of ways, and just get back to living life first. Playing baseball secondary. Get like you guys said, it's get back to living life, man. It's a short time we're on this planet, and you got to try to do as much fun, good as you can. So,
no, definitely, Frank, definitely. But before we dive any further into the conversation, Frank, we got you up here. There's probably some people in the chat that says, "Who is this good-looking man named Frank Luda with this amazing beard that he has?"
Yeah.
So let the people know in the chat. Who is Frank Luna? How did you get started doing what you're doing with the work that you do off the field with Yankee players, prospects, et cetera, et cetera? Let us know how you got started, brother.
Yeah, look, man, I was a fan. I still am. I have a day job outside of the kind of this little side hustle I've gotten into the past year and a half or so. But it's really funny. But I was kind of over sports for a while in there, and it was just because my own personal schedule. I was doing stuff in the military, and I just wasn't really paying as close attention as I really
thank you
do
thank
now.
you for your service as well.
Yeah, thank you for your service also, bro.
I had it easy, man. But and then I was at a Yankee game with my girlfriend and her 2 kids, and Andrew Velasquez steps up to the bat, and he hits his first ever home run as a New York Yankee. I happened to catch that on the fly.
Wow.
At Yankee Stadium. And obviously I gave it back. Like, I was not going to be the guy who's negotiating with Andrew Velasquez in the Bronx for his first home run as a player, let alone a Yankee. And that kind of got me back in the mix a little bit with sports and paying attention closer to it. And Jill has a couple of kids, Henrik and Layla, that are at that age now where they're in school paying attention to sports. So about a year ago, I was sitting at my kitchen table and I was a little bored. And guys like us, when we're bored, Robbie, thank you, brother. Appreciate you, man. I'm sitting at my kitchen table and I'm like, man, I feel like I could host an event with a New York Yankee. Like, let's see how the hell guys like us, when we get bored, end up hosting events with Yankees and creating YouTube shows, right?
Mhm.
And
No,
I'm-
listen, it's funny, but it's right. Yesterday, I was going through some of my first videos that I'd done, and the difference between 2 years ago and now,
Sure.
it stands out.
I bet, man. You guys are putting out great content, and you're building
Appreciate
an awesome community, which is just awesome. It's great
Appreciate
to
it.
see. You know, so sitting at my kitchen table, I start emailing, DM, tweeting, Facebooking, LinkedIn. I want to say 60 or so outputs.
Mhm.
I'm probably exaggerating that. Maybe it's 30. Who the hell knows? I'll have to figure it out one day.
Listen, I'm Puerto Rican. I like to round up, so 60 sounds good to me, Frank.
I'm Irish and Italian. I'm Irish and Italian from the Jersey Shore, so we don't know.
Hey, how
There
you
go.
doing?
There
How
you
you
go.
doing?
Yeah. So we literally don't know the truth until it hits us in the face, physically. And I get one response to all, and it was from Brandon Steiner, who worked with Oswaldo Cabrera. And, you know, I say the rest is history, because by the end of that day, we kind of had an agreement, and we did this event with Oswaldo Cabrera, and, you know, we blew it out. It was great, good energy. 3 weeks later, we did an event with Aaron Boone. That was another really interesting night. You know, fast forward a couple of months, I'm doing some work with some prospects, Andres Chaparro, Tyler Hardman, Elijah Dunham, guys. I freaking love those guys. And then we do an event with Paul O'Neill at the Stone Pony, which is a legendary rock venue at the Jersey Shore.
Yeah.
I got Keith McPherson. Keith McPherson was there.
Yes. Yep. Keith was there emceeing it. And talk about another guy. I mean, I love that dude. I mean, he's
amazing.
so much good out. And then we just did an event with Jake Bowers a week or two ago on July 24th. And, you know, we got constantly working on stuff like that. So it's turned into a fun little side hustle. And most importantly, just trying to make the Yankees themselves as players and the brand accessible to our friends. So
That's right.
No, that's a running joke in our community.
It's a joke,
I've interviewed Andres Chaparro, and ever since then, me and him, we call each other friends. So that's my friend.
Anytime, friends.
Anytime we bring up Chaparro, that's my friend. I gotta let people know that. No.
I love Chappie. I love the guy, man. He's a great dude. We did an event with him and Elijah Dunham, and this just shows you like where guys like that are at in their career. Me and my cousin picked them up in a Kia Telluride, right? My girlfriend's Kia Telluride that fits 7. We picked Elijah Dunham, Andres Chaparro, and each of their girlfriends up in Scranton, Pennsylvania. Drove them in a Kia Telluride to New York City for what turned out to be a freaking full day of events. And, you know, got the guys a couple bucks, and, you know, they got to meet a bunch of Yankees fans and Little Leaguers. Went to a Yankee game that night, which was Elijah Dunham's first time ever at Yankee Stadium.
It's crazy when you hear these young kids that say, you know, and we get it. A lot of these kids, you know, they come from DR, Venezuela, South America. We get it. They don't have time. And Johnny Brito, another perfect example. His first time inside of a big league stadium was making his start for the New York Yankees. It amazes me that some of these young prospects that they've never been to Yankee Stadium, bro.
Amazing. Yeah, that's weird.
Yeah, it's cool, man. So, like, you know, I mean, even stuff like that, man. And I think both those guys are going to be certified big leaguers. I mean, I really do. It may not be with the Yankees, and if that's the case, God bless them. I mean, but I'll root for.
They should be up there, up in the big leagues now. I mean, really.
Oh God, with this team, we'll get to that. But before we do that, right, we got a $20 super chat that I would like to bring up. My friend, Mr. NYY's numero Ruben, he with the $20 super chat. On X, many are quick to make Herman into this evil human over the DV case. We get that. But while it doesn't excuse anything, people should empathize with him. Alcoholism can take you to a super dark place, and those people need grace and get help out there. Absolutely, Ruben. That's why we put the link to the hotline is in the chat. So if you guys need it, it is in the chat. Again, I'll have it later on today. And just so you guys know, since Frank is here, we're doing a giveaway. Frank, let the people know about the giveaways that we're doing. We're doing 2 giveaways, so everybody will be able to enter for the giveaway. So let them know what they have, Frank.
Yeah, man, let's do it. So the first is going to be this Jake Bowers 8x10.
Nice.
Autographed by Jake, who, by the way, is just a good dude, really easy to root for. I think that's a hell of a catch, right up against the Cannon sign. And funny enough, when I saw that picture happen, and I saw it on Instagram or whatever the day after, I was like, if Jake Bauers ever does an autograph signing, somebody needs to get that picture signed. You know, and it turns out I'm the guy who's doing the autograph signing with him. And I had to make sure I got this freaking picture signed. So, look, as a thank you to your community, want to give away one of these. And then I have a Jake Bauers autographed rookie card that I also want to give away to somebody. So we'll give away 2 of those things, man. Your community's killing it. You guys are killing it. So, you know, let's do it.
Frank, I appreciate that. For you guys to enter into the giveaways for both giveaways, make sure you guys put a rubber ducky emoji into the chat, because you know we like to do the rubber ducky duck races over here on Morning Brew Sports. So put the rubber ducky into the chat. You guys will enter into the giveaway. We'll have the giveaway. It'll probably be momentarily, but Celso is backstage. He'll let me know when it's ready. Make sure you put a quack or the duck emoji into the chat just like this, and we'll continue with the conversation. But let's go backwards. Let's go back in time. Let's jump in the time machine. The trade deadline, it came and went. Frank, we want to get your perspective. We had a big trade deadline special. What's your thoughts about the Yankees staying packed? And with both directions from the Mets and the Yankees, which one do you favor, I should say? Go ahead, Frank.
I thought the Yankees would make a move at least for a left fielder. You know, even if it was Dylan Carlson, who, you know, was a top prospect in the game for a while there when he first came up, and before he came up, good defender. You know, I could have seen a guy like him popping in, and then, you know, you kind of rotate a Jake Bauers or Billy McKinney in that spot a little bit. IKF's obviously been in the mix there. But I thought they'd make a move for a left fielder. They didn't. And here's my thing, and I say this, I'm not a professional athlete. I may be able to play one on TV, not with the beard, though. I wouldn't be able to be on the Yankees with this beard.
No.
But at some point, like, the guys in that clubhouse, and here's what I think the front office said to the guys in the clubhouse with what they did at the trade deadline. And as fans, we're frustrated by it, and I agree, I get the frustration. Go ahead, Lorenzo. And I think the front office said, yo, you guys are making tens of millions of dollars. You are a bunch of former MVPs, perennial all-stars, batting champions.
Yeah.
Go be that.
Right.
Go do what you're getting paid to do. So as a man or a woman, as a human who wants to be productive, doesn't need to be a man to take that out of it. As a human who wants to be productive and do your job, if my boss is being like, yo, you ain't doing your job, go do it. You don't need more motivation. You know, you should need more motivation. So that was kind of the message. You look at the moves that were made across the league, and you guys have probably followed it a little bit closer than me. I mean, I didn't see maybe a Jake Berger you would like to see pop in at third base, but
Cody Bellinger maybe, but those players were taken off the table.
Bellinger didn't move. You know, in obviously Candelario, and you know, but if you're the roster constructor and you're the team putting that together, and you're Aaron Boone, is DJ LeMahieu back of his baseball card? Let's say that. Or Jake Berger, who would you rather see every day? Seriously, and that's a good question. I mean, I don't know the answer. DJ LeMahieu back of his baseball card, or Jake Berger? And Jake Berger's what, 230 guy,
former batting champion.
DJ, right?
We're talking about DJ,
and so Jake Berger. I mean, I don't. Is he the answer? I don't know.
I don't know. And you make a good point, because when you bring up DJ LeMahieu, right, and the reason why the Yankees are in the situation we are in right now is because all four of the players, DJ LeMahieu, Anthony Rizzo, Giancarlo Stanton, and Josh Donaldson, even though he's not on the lineup right now, but even those four players are all having the worst seasons of their careers collectively.
Yes.
Collectively, Josh Donaldson, you could say last year was bad, but this year I didn't think it was going to be a bad drop off like it was this year. We knew Josh Donaldson was bad last year. I didn't think it would be like this. DJ LeMahieu, like you said, Frank, you try to have hope that the back of the baseball card is what shows up. But this season, it hasn't been the case for DJ LeMahieu, Giancarlo Stanton, and Anthony Rizzo. And I love Anthony Rizzo. I'm probably one of the big ones that rave the Anthony Rizzo, the Calzone flag, right? But when you look at his numbers, he is having a worse stretch than even Joey Gallo at this point, right? And that's the sad reality, Frank. Go ahead, bro.
And I'm with you. I mean, so you look at that, and then we went into the season, and you know, I'm even interested too in what the chat thinks. We went into the season saying play the kids. They are obviously have decided that Volpe is a guy they're going to give this season. And I agree with the decision. I mean, if you look at his output, and I am a gigantic Volpe guy. I love Anthony Volpe. I was watching him at Somerset Patriots games once a week. I love him. I love his family. They are just everything I want to believe in, you know, as a Yankee fan and as people. But if you look at the output from the shortstop position, it's not been incredible. So everyone says play the kids, play the kids, play the kids. I'm here for it. Give Volpe a chance. Glaber to me is still a kid. I know he's not viewed as a kid by the masses, but he's still a young baseball player.
He's the oldest 26-year-old we ever seen.
You're right. Yeah, and that's a great way to put it, Hector. It really is a great way to put it. And then they went into the season with left field being a mixture of a kid in Oswaldo Cabrera and Aaron Hicks. So that was their decision, and we can agree or disagree. Look, that's our right as fans. But, you know, then you look at a guy like Oswaldo who's kind of struggled a little bit, and I love Oswaldo Cabrera. Like, I love him as a person. His
energy is on a different level. That's the type of energy that every clubhouse needs, no matter if they're performing above league average or below league average. That's the type of energy you need. And I want to shout out my friend Julian and Sandy that are in the chat from Dugout Station. Shout out to Julian Gallardi over there, always killing it like always.
Yeah, him and Nathan, man, they're everywhere. I see
if
I'm at a minor league baseball game of any relevance, I see those guys grinding away, and you know, they're doing a great job of bringing.
Honestly, I don't understand how Julian does it, because I'll see a tweet from him at Somerset, and then 30 minutes later he's at Yankee Stadium doing a post game, his post game report. So I don't know how that man does it. If
got a helicopter.
Him or three of him, I don't know what it is.
I'm gonna let you in on something, and I don't want to ruin Julian's secret. I hope he can hear this. There's actually two of him.
That's what I'm saying. That has to be.
That's the only explanation, bro. There's two Julians running around with the same Hawaiian shirt. He's got to have a twin. He has to have a twin. Julian's got a twin somewhere.
Oh, man, that's hilarious. Also, guys, we got 62 people that are in the building. So if you guys can, let's smack that like button. Let's run up the like button. We're trying to get to our goal is 100.
That's right. You want the Jake Bowers autograph
in the chat.
Let's go.
Make sure you put the quack in the chat so you guys could enter in the giveaway. But, you know, you were talking about some of the Yankees prospects, right? And I don't want to bring this guy up because he's at Scranton Wilkes-Barre right now, killing it. He was killing it when he was at Somerset as well. But Everson Pereira, right? And I want to get your thoughts on Everson Pereira, because when you look at his numbers from Scranton, he's hitting well over 300. He has about 5 home runs. He has a few triples as well. His triple that he hit yesterday off the bat, it was 108 miles per hour off his bat. Now, someone who covers the Rail Riders, they said, how do you get, he has 25 RBIs in his first 20 games at AAA. Everson Pereira's numbers with runners in scoring position, he is batting .440. With runners in scoring position with 2 outs, he is batting .636. So it seems like when there's more pressure, the kid heats up a little bit. I want to ask you, Frank, what's your thoughts on Pereira and some of the other minor league, the kids that are in the system?
Yeah, I don't want to sound cheesy, but I love Everson Pereira. I love his makeup. I love his attitude, his energy. He plays the game in a way that Yankee fans will be proud. You know, he's got a smile on his face. I know the kid's gone through a lot of adversity in his short career so far, and I've never seen him, you know, with a chip on his shoulder or acting in a negative fashion. Obviously, the statistics speak for themselves. I think it's let's not forget too, the guy's on the 40-man. So I will hope to see him get some reps in the outfield as a big leaguer this year. I think he's the type of guy that Yankee fans will root for. I cannot say enough about Everson Pereira. And a lot of guys, you know, we talk about Chappie and Elijah Dunham. I mean, look at a guy like Tyler Hardman, who's I think he got hurt the other night, but he was one of the top home run hitters in all minor league baseball. You know, and he's down in Somerset. You look at a guy like Brandon Lockridge in Scranton right now. I think he's hitting up about 300. So, you I think he's a guy who has a shot to be a big leaguer. And at the end of the day, I'll say this, and I know this is a Yankees chat and, Yankees fans, but we're all people and baseball fans too. I just hope that these guys get the opportunity to hear their name called over the PA system at a big league stadium. Like that's like, remember Drew Maggi, the kid who with the Pirates, who was like 33 and made his big league debut. He just got released, but like that dude got there. He got there. He got a 2-3 hits and 6 at bats, something like that. Like I just want to see these guys get there. But a kid like Everson Pereira, man, like I can't say enough good about him. I mean, you look at Narvi, a catcher down in AAA. He's another guy who defensively. I mean, Carlos, he's defensively, he's an incredible catcher. He can hit a little bit. Jesus Bastidas, another guy, man. Like I great glove. I think if he finds his swing a little bit and progresses, but these are big leaguers, man. The Yankees have some big leaguers. Austin Wells. I was just gonna say we didn't even talk about Wells, Dominguez, Spencer Jones, Drew Thorpe. I mean, Clayton Beater. We haven't mentioned one of those guys.
Will Warren.
Will Warren. I mean, good old Will. Will Warren is a man of the people, bro. I love Will Warren. I mean, that guy. He's always has a good attitude at the ballpark. I mean, these are just, and I think for me as a fan, and Jill has 2 children that are 9 and 7 now, and I came into their lives, they were 6 and 4. So one of the things we've bonded over has been baseball, and it's a hell of a lot easier. You guys have kids?
I have a little Yorkie that is my child. So
so same thing, bro. Dogs and kids, they're about the same. I mean, but I bet people in the chat have kids. It's hard to take 2 kids to Yankee Stadium from the Jersey Shore. It's like an hour and 20 in the car. But it's easy to
and
take
expensive.
Bro, and trust me, we went to a playoff game last year. I thought game 5,
$1,000,
right? I wish. We went to game 5 last year, right? And we pack up the car. The 4 of us get Jill's Kia that Andre Chaparro and Elijah Dunham and their girlfriends went to the Bronx in. We get to Yankee Stadium. I'm on StubHub the whole way up. I'm like, I'm going to find tickets. The day before, there were 1 million tickets available on StubHub. I'm on StubHub. I'm like, Jill, I'm not finding any tickets on StubHub that are like even remotely normal. We get there, we park. I'm like, let's just go to the box office. Maybe sometimes like you get lucky at the box office. Dude looks at me. He's like, you need 4 tickets together? I'm like, yeah. He's like, all right, I have 4 lower level. And it's like an hour before game time. I'm like, all right, well, where? And it was like the handicap seating. I'm like, is that allowed? Like, we're obviously, we don't need that accessible.
Good seats.
Yeah, great seats. And the guy's like, yeah, it's allowed. But I'm telling you right now, like they're not cheap. And he looks at me, says the number for all 4 taxes and fees. I look at Jill, I just pull out my credit card. I'm like, what's the option, bro? Like, I'm gonna leave with these 2 kids. Like, we went to the game. The Yankees won. We got a freaking baseball from Anthony Rizzo, a warm-up ball that we caught like during the, in between innings. He threw the ball up. So Layla's, and then we got that signed this year by Rizzo. You know what I mean? So like that memory, I'm still paying it off on my credit card. But
I was gonna say you're probably still paying it.
Still paying for it. That was an expensive Anthony Rizzo autograph. But worth every second, man. Worth every second.
No. But listen, but what we're doing, you can use that as a tax write-off.
Good memories,
towards the business, just a tax write-off later on down the line. But a lot of people in the chat, right? Some of our people that in the community chat, and also just to let you guys know, we will be dropping the duck race in about 3 to 5 minutes. Celso is backstage just entering everyone into the contest. If you guys want to get into the giveaway, make sure you guys throw the quack or the rubber ducky emoji into the chat for your chance to win that signed picture from Jake Bauer. Also, Frank is giving away the rookie card as well. When it comes to Bauer, this is the thing I have an issue with. I have a hard time because it's one of those brain farts. Anytime I see his name Bauer, I always say Jack Bauer from the TV show 24, right? Anytime I see his name Bauer, it's just a brain fart that I have that is always throws out the Frank Jake Bauer first and before his name. But hold on 1 second. People
I call
in
him
chat,
Rake Bowers.
I am. Yankees don't do young. They do middle-aged proven players with a couple of years left. And that's the issue. And Frank, I'm going to bring it up to you, and I'll throw it over to TC also as well to get his take on it. But we've had a big enough sample size from Brian Cashman, right? He's been in charge of the ship since 1998. You said you're somebody that you're on the Aaron Boone train. You're not one of those fans that say to fire Aaron Boone. And I'm with you. I'm right there with you, because Aaron Boone, he could only do with what he was given. He doesn't create the roster. He doesn't go out there and trade for the players, right? Maybe the way he handles the bullpen may rub a few people the wrong way. But when you look at it, everything we talked about of the Yankees coming into the season with Aaron Hicks and Oswald Cabrera, IKF as a left field platoon, all of that falls on the shoulders of one man, Brian Cashman. So I want to ask you, Frank, when it comes to Cashman, how do you feel about him? Do you think it's time for the Yankees to switch it up, get someone else, a younger voice in there? What's your thoughts, Frank?
I don't know that we need a younger voice, because here's what I would say to that. The ownership of the team, and this is where I try to look at this as, objectively as possible, as taking myself and my fandom out of it. If you look from the owner's perspective, if you're running a business, you get to pick who's in what spots. That's the joy of being the person who runs a business. And they clearly believe that Brian Cashman and Aaron Boone are their guys. We agree with that, right? Like ownership, upper level ownership, clearly they gave Boone an extension this year, a 3-year deal, I think, right? Boone's in year 1, so he's 33% of his way through a 3-year deal. I don't think any of these guys are going anywhere because the ownership is comfortable with them and their approach. I will say this, and I will never be the type of guy like calls for other people's jobs, because look, there's somebody who has to feed their family at the other end of that. There just is. Yeah. And so you say you want to fire Cashman, that's fine. Go ahead. Brian Cashman will be fine. Whatever the hell, he's going to be okay. Brian Cashman,
he don't got to worry about trying to pay off a credit card bill 1 year down the road. Yeah,
paying off tickets a year later. But I don't call for jobs. What I do wonder about is the ability of the analytics team that is currently in place. Analytics is here. Analytics is in football. They're using it in high school baseball. I have friends who are in high school baseball using some level of analytics. Yeah. So analytics is trash. No, it's not. Like, they've been using some variation of analytics forever. They just have. And you have to wonder if there are some adjustments that can be made in that department to maybe figure out a way to get some different data. Like, look at what the Rays and Orioles are doing.
That's what Cashman's been trying to do. TC, I want to get your thoughts on it as well when it comes to the conversation about should the Yankees switch it up before I give my take. Go ahead, TC.
Yeah, honestly, I think his time is up. I mean, he's been with the team like 30 years, since like the early 90s. Yeah, I know he's close with the Steinbrenner family, but hey, you don't need to fire him. You can reassign him. Okay, you can reassign him to somewhere else, assistant, maybe higher up. Maybe he can assist the general manager. I wouldn't mind having Brian Sabian take over. He's done a great job with the Giants. He did was our scouting guy back in the early 90s with the Stick Michaels and Bob Watson days. So I think we have somebody in our organization that can take us to the next level. Maybe tweak the analytics department, mix it up. Maybe bring some other people in that understand how to use analytics, because right now I don't think they know how to use the analytics. They're all about exit velocity and spin rate, and I mean you gotta be knowledgeable of the game itself. A game day guy. You can't predict baseball what they're gonna do. Next day, you got to be a game manager of today. I'm watching the games and I'm not seeing results. So I'm not basing it on how hard the guy's hitting. He's not hitting. Okay. He's not connecting with the bat. So we got to make some changes. And yeah, they did bring in Sean Casey, but I don't think he can change all of these guys around. I mean, we got some veterans that it looks like they're at the end of their careers, and we need to get younger. We need to get athletic. And a new philosophy has to be brought in. It's about time. And It could be at the end of this year if they really go down the drain and don't make the playoffs and finish under 500. This could be the year that they switch some things up.
Yeah, and shout out to our friend Keith McPherson, friend of the channel. But
yeah.
I was listening to his show last night, and they had a caller that called in, and he had a great take talking about this whole Yankees situation when it comes to Cashman. And the Yankees are not going to be able to find the next Brian Cashman if they don't give someone the opportunity to become the next Brian Cashman, if you understand what that caller was talking about, right? I see a lot of people in the chat. I think somebody brought up Mike Fishman, and that's the guy that if Brian Cashman tomorrow wakes up and says he's going to retire, that's most likely who's going to be the replacement, Fishman, because the Yankees, they operate the New York Yankees, which is probably the second most wealthiest sports franchise in North America behind the Dallas Cowboys. They operated like the New York Yankees are a small market team from the middle of Ohio. That's how that's how the Yankees operate when it comes to how they run their organization. And it's a family business, right? They don't let that many people in. They don't trust a lot of people, right? And that's how family business run. When you don't trust a lot of people, you're not just going to give anyone just the opportunity. They want someone who's established, and that's what the Yankees want. You bring up Sabian, you bring up Omar Minaya, which I think are great choices, but I think the Yankees, not like Frank said, not go young, but look at other organizations and find the next rising GM that's coming out of an organization, right? Go into Pittsburgh, see what that philosophy is. Go into the Cincinnati Reds organization and find the guys who are able to scout Ellie De La Cruz to see if they can help you get the next big international free agent signing to the Bronx. Something. You just got to switch it up, because 28 years of the same rinse and repeat method, it's not working, right? The last time the Yankees won a championship was 2009, and that's because the Steinbrenner kids, they knew that their father was about to pass, so they had to open up the wallet in order to build championship team. What's your thoughts, Frank, on that?
Yeah, but look, and here's where I think it's difficult to call like last year a failure. As Yankee fans, we have been, look, I came up, man, I was 13 in 1996. So, like, my youth fandom was like, what's up, Yankees farm? My youth fandom was that dynasty.
Yeah, we were spoiled.
Very spoiled.
Yeah.
I'm also, I guess, and maybe I'm just not as emotionally tied to whether or not the Yankees win every day in terms of making my day better or worse. Like, I hate it when they lose. I mean, trust me, I do. Like, I love it when they win. I hate it when they lose. But, like, I'm still getting up in the morning, still have my coffee. Like TC said, my feet hit the ground. I'm good. Like, the rest is a bonus. But can you call last year a failure as a professional sports franchise? And if everybody in the chat says, yes, last year was a failure, okay. Then you may have a different modicum of success than some people do. I don't necessarily think that we, in this era of baseball, call it 2010 to now, can just say if you don't win a World Series, it is a abject failure. It's tough and if you think that's the case, okay.
To the Yankees, it is.
Yeah. No, but this
what
is the
I'm
thing.
saying
This is
why.
Go ahead, Frank.
Why?
No, but this is the one rule that we have over here when it comes to having conversation. We don't tell fans how to fan. Just like you said, if somebody says it was a disappointment or it was just a failure, copy that. That's your opinion. We don't tell people how they should be fans of this team. When it comes to last postseason, was it ultimately a failure? I wouldn't say a failure because we got to the ALCS. Was it embarrassing to get swept by the Houston Astros? Absolutely, because those are the guys, they kill us every time. And it's like, in order for the Yankees to reach that final hump, eventually we are going to have to exercise our demons and beat the Houston Astros. We got a series coming up right now. The first time we met them since the ALCS, we got a 4-game series coming up. Let's see what happens over this 4-game stretch. And maybe they surprise us and go out there and they sweep the Astros in this 4-game stretch. And there's some life left in the Yankees. Or like Frank said, it's a failure. And if it's a failure, then it's fine if that's how you think about it, Frank.
Yeah, and I'm with you guys in the sense, like, I want this team to win a World Series. Look, even selfishly from what this little side hustle I'm doing with the business, guess what? Yeah. When the Yankees are doing well, people want to see New York Yankees. So even selfishly, like if the Yankees win a World Series and these guys all of a sudden, Jake Bauers, IKF, want to be doing autograph signings or public apperances, and I'm the guy helping to arrange them, guess what? That's going to be good. Maybe I'll finally be able to pay off that credit card ticket from the ALCS game. So I'm here for it.
Well, no, I was going to say it. I'll just throw it back to you to get your thoughts on it, Frank. What I think it is that Yankee fans, this is uncharted waters. When the Yankees are bad, we don't know how to act because we're not used to this, right? I'm a diehard Knicks fan. I'm used to the Knicks being trash. They've been trash ever since I was in high school. They finally started winning over the past couple of seasons. Let's see what happens. But for Yankee fans, we're not used to having a bad team, right? We're not used to having a team that's not making the postseason, that's not number one in their division. So when we start to look at it from the opposite side, we start paying. Oh, we got to get the prospects up here. We got to start selling guys. We got to rebuild the farm system. Be patient, and let's see what happens.
Yes, Hector, that's a great point too. And TC,
hold on, wait. To Yankees Farm. Listen, Yankees Farm. I was throwing it out there just to throw it out there. Don't beat me up.
I forget the producer's name, but he was a gem of a guy. Who's the guy?
Celso. Celso. Yeah.
Celso.
Jiggaman.
Yeah.
Jiggaman. Pin this. Get ready for this minute of what I'm about to say. This prediction I'm making.
Go ahead.
The Yankees are going to sweep the freaking Astros this weekend.
Okay. You guys heard it from Frank. You guys heard it from Frank.
And I'm going to every game now just so I can come on. So I can.
It's a bold prediction.
It's happening, man. I'm saying.
If you're there, I'm going there actually. Hopefully this Sunday, I'll be at the stadium. If you're at the stadium this Sunday, I would love to link up with you, Frank, so we can meet in person, get a couple of pictures, chop it up. Man. Get a Judge burger maybe.
There you go.
I haven't had one yet, bro. And I'm a burger guy. I got to get a burger, man. I got to get a Judge burger. And
Hector's a chicken tendy guy.
Yeah, I'm a chicken tendy connoisseur. You know what I mean? I'm a chicken tendy kind of guy.
I'm still kind of like that Jersey Shore scrub guy. So like I get dirty water dogs outside the stadium for $3, a warm Diet Coke in a can, and I'm living, man. I'm eating that thing next to Billy's or Stan's, and I'm just
nice. Like Nathan said, it's a hot tank from Frank Luna.
Let's go,
man.
baby.
That's a fact.
I'll put it on, man. No, hell no, KC Fun Time.
He ain't doing that.
Here's what I'll do. KC Fun Time.
That's my brother.
Is it?
Yeah.
Tell KC Fun Time that I'll let him shave his beard. If the Yankees.
No, okay, there you go.
No, he's like me. He does this, nothing, no beard.
Even better, he's got less to lose. But look, and here's something too. If we want to get younger and more athletic, right? We can't be big buyers at the trade deadline.
No,
this past year we couldn't have been. We couldn't trade Everson Pereira and Jason Dominguez for Burger. So speaking of Burger, maybe Juan Soto, but the Padres kind of took him off the list. I mean, so. Jerry, I'm serious,
Frank. If the Yankees get Juan Soto, I'm turning you Dominican for the day. We're hanging out in Washington Heights. We're there blasting the music. But guys, I'm gonna bring up
Dominican parades. I've been to Dominican parades in like Jersey City, and don't threaten me with a party, man. Just because I'm an Irish Italian kid from the Jersey Shore, don't mean I can't hack it in a Dominican.
I got family that lives in the shore. I have family that live in Long Branch and Ocean Ship Township. That's over there. Ocean Grove Township. I'm right over there. But guys, I'm gonna bring up Celso. Because Celso, he leads the conversation when we do the rubber ducky duck race. So bring it up, Celso. We're getting ready to do the rubber ducky. So Celso, go ahead.
I would like to say I went ahead and stamped that 46-minute mark for Frank, all right, with the bold prediction.
Don't make me look like an idiot tonight. I was
about to say, if they lose, don't worry. I'll delete that clip fast for you.
Blast the hell out of me, bro. You gotta and what have we been doing this whole time? We've been laughing, right? This is what we should be doing as fans. Like, this is literally my lunch break from my day job. You know what I mean? Like, this is what we should be doing, man. Giving away Jake Bauers' autograph. What did I sell this for? $30? Like, no, man, give it away. Like, have fun with this stuff. The access.
Can't let it get us down.
Bro, it's like we just got to enjoy this stuff as fans. And I hate it when they lose. Who doesn't? I hate it when I hate it if the Yankees lose tomorrow night and I was wrong. I hate that.
Yeah, listen, I love that optimism.
Life
'cause I'm
goes on,
there
right?
with you,
Life
Frank.
goes on.
Celso,
Just have fun, bro. Go ahead, Celso.
lead the charge,
Yeah,
baby.
let's do that
go.
race.
A little quacky for it. Let's get it on the screen. Can everybody see it?
Not
Ooh,
yet.
look at
There
this
it
race.
is.
All
On
right.
the
Ooh,
screen.
Kentucky Derby.
So, should we go full screen on it here, Heck?
No, you can leave it like that.
We're
I want to
good?
get our reactions on it as well. Yeah.
All right, ladies and gentlemen in the chat, welcome to the Jake Rake Bowers Duck Race. Are you guys ready? Are you ready? Let the race begin. 45 seconds on the clock, and here we go. Thanks to Frank Luna. You're getting yourself an autograph, people. All right, the race kicks off. Let's see who's coming out. Oh, look at that pretty red ducky with the stars on it. All right, that's Jerry
Casey Funtime.
Cadil. Uh-oh, Casey Funtime trying to pull away with that purpleness.
And Jimmy Cadil.
I got to tell you right now, these are some fancy looking freaking ducks. Look at the one over there,
Yeah,
just like
look
a
at that.
bumblebee.
Anthony
You're not fooling
Garcia is in the
anybody,
back.
ZK.
Anthony Garcia coming up.
20
Anthony
seconds left
Garcia
on
is
the
coming
clock.
up.
Uh-oh, ZK.
Blood of the
taking the
Panther.
lead
Blood
here.
of the Panther.
Blood of the Panther with a
Yeah.
nice little cap. Oh, look at the lipstick on Garcia. Garcia, how you doing? What are you trying to tell us? Something like that? All right. And the race keeps going. Look at the Sean Massa. Oh, Sean Massa.
Robbie, ZK.
Uh-oh. Don Sicario.
Oh, Don Sicario. Don Sicario for the win. My guy, Don Sicario de la Isla for the win. And guys, that's just the first one. We got another one that we're going to do, right? Do you want to do it now or do you want to do it later on, Celso?
That's up to you guys. I mean, you know me. I like calling duck races. I'm down to do it again.
So let's do it right now. Back-to-back duck races. We're gonna set up for the other one
So
because the first
you're my
one
new favorite guy, Celso. I love this guy.
Everybody
All
loves
right.
Celso, where you live at?
So I'm in North Carolina now.
Get your ass to the Jersey Shore soon, bro.
Let's go. I'm ready, bro. I'm in. That's it. All right. So Sicario, make sure you hit up the Morning Brew account on X. It's not Twitter. I keep getting used to it. Hit us up. We'll make sure to get that set up for you to get it over there.
Yep.
And yeah, Blood. I saw that, bro. Your duck was looking strong and then took a shit right there.
Look at Casey. Look at Casey Funtime. Bring up his chat. Casey Funtime.
My duck fizzled out like that.
Yeah, that's exactly what happened. Your duck fizzled out like
Too far. Too far.
Yo, Nestor's gonna be back, man. We getting
That's
Nestor
right.
back.
You got Nestor.
Definitely.
Oh, wait.
Back.
So here's what I'm gonna do, guys. We're gonna wait 2 minutes before the next race. Only reason is we're gonna be nice enough. I see people in the chat saying, "Oh man, I didn't get the quacking." You see, I knew you guys would have fun when you didn't listen to the directions. When we say drop a quacky or rub a ducky in the chat, it's for good things. All right. So I'll come back in 2 minutes. Heck, let me add the other people that are there, and we'll let you guys talk Yank.
Definitely. Don Sicario, like Celso said, make sure you hit us up. Obviously, you hit me up almost every day on Twitter, but hit me up. That way we can make sure we'll get the picture out from Frank to you via mail, depending on where you at. That was a good one. I'm not gonna lie. I'm a big fan of the rubber ducky quack races.
I've never seen that before, so I'm like,
oh yeah. We started because this is how we started, Frank. Just so you know, we started on a company called NYYNSTV, KOD, which is they're into the NFT like Web3 space, right? So they're part of like the fan control football league, which allows you to just like a fantasy draft. It's the league that Terrell Owens was playing in most recently, right? So T.O. is actually on the NYYNSTV, our team. In February, we came to the conclusion that they're going a separate route. They're going more into gaming. We cover sports. So we had to start up Morning Brew Sports from scratch. Within 5 months, we've been able to get over 1,200 subscribers. Our viewership, we've cracked over 100,000 when it comes to watch hours and viewerships. The community, is very supportive of us. They go crazy. We got 64 people in the building at 11:55 in the morning. We love it. This is diehard Yankee fans. Let's see, was everyone on the chat really in the race? A lot of names. Yeah, if you throw the quack emoji in the chat, you'll be able to enter in for the race for round 2. Obviously, Don Sicario won the first race, so we're going to put him out. Anyone else can enter. Make sure you put the quacks in for the second race. Celso is setting it up momentarily, but let's switch it up just a little bit, right? Sorry, I'm just looking at my Twitter feed, waiting for Yankee news to drop. Nothing's dropping, but switch it up. Justin Verlander, Frank. He got traded from the Mets, back with the Houston Astros. Of course, our nemesis gets a bit stronger. We talked about them a little bit, but let's talk about what the Mets did at the trade deadline, right? I know you're a Yankee fan, but let's try to live our lives if we were a Met fan for a second. How do you feel with the way that Steve Cohen and that front office handled the trade deadline, Frank?
Look, man, I think they were honest. They seemed to be honest with their fans. I mean, again, I didn't follow it as much as I followed the Yankees, but I followed the Macho King. I love Macho King too. My new guys. I think they were honest, and it sounds like they were honest enough with their players. With Scherzer and Verlander, and basically telling them like, "Yo, we don't." They were guys that they wanted to make a run this year and next. And I think Scherzer obviously differently than Verlander in terms of performance this season. You bet, Don. But so I don't know. I mean, but even that, right? Like, imagine if you're a Yankees fan, and again, like, what if Daniel Vogelback was your DH? Like, could you imagine Yankees Twitter? I don't know much about Mets Twitter. I'm sure there is a pretty active Mets Twitter.
Oh, they're loud. They're small, but they're very loud. Yeah,
I'm sure. But bro, could you imagine what we would like? The hell that dude would be going through.
You don't even have to go on what happened in the season. If Edwin Diaz was on the Yankees and he got hurt in the World Baseball Classic, listen, like I said, I'm Puerto Rican. I rep my flag till I die. But if I was a Met fan and I saw Edwin Diaz get hurt in the World Baseball Classic, as much as it means to me to see my team, my country, where my family's from, dominate the World Baseball Classic, I would have been upset because to some people it's meaningless games. And let's be honest, it's not the regular season, right? And to see Edwin Diaz have that knee injury and be out for almost majority of the season, he's probably going to come back in September, which I don't think they should bring him back. Let him sit out the rest of the season. Yeah. You don't want him to aggravate anything else that's in that knee. And it was just a light jump. But yeah, to your point, Yankee fans, we would have been at Yankee Stadium with a guillotine if Vogelback was on our team.
Yeah, so I mean, what do you TC? Where you at on the Mets? I mean, what they did at the deadline?
No, I mean, they went for it. I mean, Cohen gave them a window, 5 years, 3 to 5 years to win a championship. He's up front with he's up front with the fans. He tells them how, what it's like, what we're, what the vision is. This, we're getting rid of these guys because that didn't work out for us. We're going another way. We got prospects back and we're going to build it back up next year. They have the money. Hal is just treading water. They're not up front with the fans. They're just gaslighting us. They don't tell us where are we going here. They keep us in the dark. They promise championship caliber team, but yet put this team on the field that is terrible. It's a terrible team. And we have no clue what direction we're going in right now. They don't buy, they didn't sell, they didn't do anything at the deadline. Basically, they got a middle reliever. So we're left just thinking, where are we right now? What optimism do we have going into next season? I mean, last year we couldn't hit the Astros, but we didn't get any hitting. We let Benintendi walk. We didn't bring anybody in to help the offense out. And the Mets, they spent a lot of money. They went for pitching. They got some pieces they need to tweak, but at least the fan base we went for it, and this is where we're going. I have no idea where we're going, honestly.
Yeah, no, I'm with you, TC. We don't have these conversations, and we don't want to sound like broken records, but Hal Steinbrenner, if he knows one thing, right, I want him to know one thing, and I've said this a bunch of times. As long as you're upfront with the fan base, and Frank, maybe you could speak to this as well. And Celso's backstage. We're about to start off the second duck race real quick right after Frank goes. But if Hal Steinbrenner was to come out and lay out a plan and say, you know what, guys, this season didn't go as we planned. Injuries happen. We understand that. Right. But we have to retool and we got to get ready for next season. If Hal Steinbrenner would have came out like that before the trade deadline and traded Glaber and traded some Michael King, Clay Holmes, and we would have revamped the farm system. I'm not sure about you, Frank, but I think a big portion of the fan base, they would have been on board if Hal Steinbrenner came out and laid out the game plan. The fact that he didn't come out and lay out a game plan and got two journeyman relievers is why a lot of us are pissed off.
Do you think, though, and this is kind of where I think they have been pretty clear in saying we've had some substantial injuries, which, you know, Carlos Rodon.
Which is true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Carlos Rodon, Judge
out a lot.
Rizzo,
Rizzo,
Stanton, yeah.
So they said, like, hey, we've had some substantial injuries. Nestor, you know, I mean, Nestor's a freaking all-star pitcher. He's right. Sevy. So they're saying, like, hey, we've got some guys that have been hurt. We're 3.5 out this morning? And
3.5.
The day of the trade deadline, they were about 3.5 out.
Yeah.
And we were 4.5. We were able to make up a ground from winning yesterday.
And they basically said the guys we're paying, we're going to give them a shot to make a run. Because the market, as talent evaluators and baseball people, the market was not ideal for what we needed. No, if Cody Bellinger went to the Orioles, I would be throwing my laptop into the ocean.
Yeah.
If Juan Soto was an Astro today, like, we would be opening our veins.
I'm right there with you
in our living room.
Yeah.
Again, like, that stuff didn't happen. So now, could the Yankees have made it happen? Sure, but you know, you can't say, like, hey, I want to see Jason Dominguez, Austin Wells, Clayton Beater, Andres Chaparro, and then say I want Juan Soto. You're getting one of those things.
Yeah, because you're going to trade all those prospects in order to get one. So it's one or the other, like you said, Frank. It's one or the other.
But so that's where I do think that the front office was open enough and saying, like, hey, we're 3.5 out. We weren't going to sell because we still have a chance. We weren't buying because the pieces that we need, there was really nothing out there that could have made us that much better. And there wasn't. So, like, that's where, to me, it's like, hey, man, you know what? And we started this off at the beginning, like, yo, DJ LeMahieu, former batting champ. You got some batting titles on your resume. You know, obviously Donaldson's hurt, but, like, hey, Stanton, former MVP, 59 home runs, right? Saddle up, bro. Nestor, come back, be the all-star pitcher. Work on your recovery in between starts so that you're healthy. You know, so, like, stuff like that, I don't know. I don't hate it. It's like, bro, man up. Play, saddle up. I'm doing it too now.
This is what we do. If you guys can, we drop the link. Hold on, we dropped the link to Frank's Twitter. If you guys can, make sure you follow Frank on X. I still call it Twitter. I don't give a damn. Make sure go follow our friend Frank on X. The link is in the chat right there. Go ahead, Sos.
Well, I just want to jump in because, you know, I can't be backstage long enough without having a Yankee take, and it's about this topic right here. Here's my fear. We all talked about a million times, right? We never thought we'd see all of our
70
guys
people in the building smack that like button.
We never thought we'd see all these guys digress at the same time, right? So my biggest fear is we can sit here and say, man, we didn't expect it, but now we're asking all of our fans to go into next season saying we hope every single one of them can turn around. We all know, as true baseball fans, not just Yankee fans, when you see that age gap start to hit and you see that digression, then you start to sit there and you're like, man, it's time to replace that guy. Now we're talking about several guys at the same time. So my fear is, are we really going to sit here again going into another season saying, man, I hope things turn around. I hope they get better. You know me, I'm a Stanton fan to the day I die. That's my crush for life. Okay, so hey, by the way, how you doing with that home run last night?
He showed up for you last night.
Right. But again, even me as a Stanton fan, it's like another year of those knees. What do we get from Stanton next year? Right? Rizzo, is his back ever going to really be good again? And I'll still stand firm on the fact that that collision this year, I think, was the one that really tweaked him.
That's where his season went down the drain. Yep.
You know, Judge, we can always expect Judge to be Judge. Big toe problem or not, Judge will come back and be Judge.
Yeah.
But the other core 3 or 4 guys, we've got a lot of concerns going into next year. But I'll be happy thoughts, and let's go into a duck race.
Yeah, let's do the little duck race. This is the last one that we got. This? Go ahead, So.
Now this is the one for the card, right?
Yeah. How many we got in here?
Let me grab one. Hold on.
30?
Oh, snap. We got a good amount. Look at all these. That's a lot of duckies.
Yeah.
Wow.
Also, we got 71 people in the building.
Got a
if
pirate,
you guys can, please smack that like button.
Oh, wait.
And that's the card right there.
Oh, yeah.
Jake Bauer's rookie card auto, baby. He was on the
There
Indians,
we go.
Or can you say that? The Guardians now. He was playing for Cleveland at the time of this.
Is that a Bowman card? Topps Bowman?
Yeah,
what is it?
It's just a little Bowman. It's cool, man. It's
Hector, you know, I will say this, bro. You know, the downside for us running this network is we don't get to drop quacks and be in part of these races.
I don't
right?
want to be in
I was
these
gonna do
races
one with
too,
just
but, you know
my
what I mean?
name in there. All right.
There you go. Yeah.
All right,
Jig
chat.
all the way down.
45 seconds on the clock. Race number 2 for the Jake the Rake Bowers card from our guy Frank Luna. If you haven't, we dropped the X link in there. Go follow Frank. And here we go, ladies and gentlemen. The race kicks off. Let's see who we got in here. Oh, look at Sean Massa coming out with the plain ducky, starting early.
Too strong, though, Massa.
Oh, look at Chris Perez Jr. prepare for all COVID-related regulations during this race. He's good to go.
Sean Massa.
Big time Jerry trying to come up on there.
Big
Come on, Jerry.
Who's going to be the sleeper, though? It's normally the
unpop
sleeper.
opinion. I got the two duck. Unpop opinion.
Okay, unpop opinions in the back.
Somebody from the back is going to make it. ZK, watch ZK.
Samantha T wearing the hoodie little hat there in the winter time.
Z, baby.
Oh, ZK.
ZK, here comes ZK, Yankee Kyle.
Oh, Merc,
so saucy.
All right, Merc.
All right, Merc. Make sure you hit me up on Twitter, Yanks Brew on Twitter, or Project Nerd HQ on Twitter. That way we're able to get you the giveaway. Congratulations to Don Sicario and Merc as well for winning the duck race over here at Morning Brew Sports. That was a bit fun. I like it, a rubber ducky duck race over here. But Frank, we want to respect your time, my brother. Do you have a few more seconds, or?
Yeah, man. Look, I'm good.
Out?
However time if you guys need to do something else, I mean.
No. Listen, we just want to respect your time, my guy. This
all day.
I do have a question though, and this is part of it for the chat.
Yeah.
If Anthony Volpe is Gleyber Torres offensively in a few years, are we happy with that?
I think that he could be better than what Gleyber Torres was at his peak, but if Anthony Volpe turns into Gleyber Torres in a couple of seasons, Anthony Volpe is 24 right now. So by the time he turns 22. So when he's 24, having the output of what Gleyber Torres did before he gets into his prime, I'm happy with that. When you look at his numbers right now, he has 15 home runs, I think, on the season, or 14 home runs on the season, 20 plus stolen bases. He was able to creep his batting average into the 220. So I'm happy with what Anthony Volpe has done this season. And that's the thing about me, Frank, and I'll throw it over to TC. When it comes to Anthony Volpe, I'm okay with Anthony Volpe's having the season he's having, because our season is he's not the reason our season is what it is right now. Like I mentioned, it's Stanton, it's LeMahieu, it's Rizzo, it's Donaldson, right? And so the fact that those 4 guys didn't show up, injuries as well, that's why people look at Anthony Volpe's batting average like, oh, we did this kid wrong. No, he's learning at the big league level. TC, what's your thoughts on it, bro? And people in the chat, let us know what on Frank's question. If Anthony Volpe, who is 22 right now, turns into Gleyber Torres offensively in a couple of seasons, are you cool with that? Go ahead, TC.
Yeah, yes and no. I mean, not so much the home run power. I'd like to see a little higher average and on base percentage. The stolen bases definitely should be more than Gleyber. But I'm okay with like 275 around there, maybe on base 380, 370, somewhere around there. I think he's our future leadoff hitter. So, but the home runs, I know Gleyber had that year. He had 36, 37,
38 home runs at one point. Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm not, I don't care about the home runs. Actually, we have guys on our team that are, home run hitters, and yeah, like you said, the pressure's multiplied because of the fact that everybody else isn't doing it, doing their job. So yes, we all are focusing on Volpe. Hey, look he's batting 200. Wow, send him back down to the minors. No, he's not the problem. So, and it's possible that he does move off shortstop. I don't know if. I'm not sold.
That was going to be my next question to Frank. Yeah, Frank, you see people in the chat, and this is a big part of the conversation on should Volpe stay at shortstop, or do you see Volpe moving to second base in the future?
I think he stays. I mean, I also think Gleyber, people are pretty tough on him for him being a 26-year-old baseball player. I mean, I love Peraza. But where would this Yankees team be right now?
Oh, yeah.
If Peraza and Volpe were playing up the middle instead of Gleyber and Volpe.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. When you look at
mean,
Gleyber, he is our second best hitter outside of Judge. He has the second most RBI, second most in home runs. When you look at runners and batting with runners in scoring position, Gleyber Torres has been our second best hitter with runners in scoring position. He came out of the All-Star break hot. He got a little cold, but he got a hit last night. Let's see if this turns it around for Gleyber. But I'm right there with you, Frank. If we ain't have Gleyber on this team, we would have been in the same way the Mets had to sell at the trade deadline. The Yankees would have been forced to sell at the trade deadline.
And I think too, you know, the people just forget, man. Like, remember the treatment Robinson Cano got? Like, oh, he's lazy, he's sluggish, he doesn't. Yeah. I forget. I was with Paul O'Neill at the Stone Pony, and Cano's name came up, and we were backstage and we were talking. And I think I may have brought up Cano because I was a Cano guy. Like, I really thought Cano was an interesting player.
Oh yeah, we all love him.
O'Neill said people used to get on Robbie because he was like saying he didn't work hard or like didn't put effort in. O'Neill said there was a period of time that Cano was one of the best baseball players on the planet, and he didn't need to try as hard as Brett Gardner. Yeah, and like he was just that smooth, and he made impossible plays look
average.
Yeah, and I'm not saying Gleyber's that in the field because he's not, but I think Gleyber is that a little bit with the bat. You know, and you know, we beat him up. You know, fans beat him up a lot. So I don't know. I love Gleyber. I can't imagine.
The baseball IQ is what we get on him because he's got a lot of problems on the bases too.
And he's 26. And look at Bader getting picked off at third the other day.
Yeah,
like,
that's another
that
one.
Was like
contagious.
Yeah, but like I heard about that for 5 minutes on Yankees Twitter.
Yeah.
No, you're right. True.
Gleyber, it's like every day, like, oh, Gleyber's terrible. Blah, 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 blah. And I'm going to say something. Go ahead.
No. Go ahead, Frank. I'll let you
I'm saying this, and I've had this conversation with professional baseball players, and it may be unpopular, and I don't mean to get like all crazy about this stuff. There is a patience, I'll say this, with American baseball players that I don't see, and I'm keeping it in my experience and my worldview, that I don't necessarily see with some of the South American baseball players. That's just me. And it may be not true. It may be fake, and someone's probably got the statistics. But I would get a guy like Andres Chaparro. Why is Andres Chaparro? And I'm not saying it has to do with race. I'm not.
Right.
But you got to give some of these guys a chance. You know, like and
hold on 1 second. Merc so saucy. Media team at Morning Brew Sports. So if you could just put in the chat the email, that way Merc can email it as well. Grace Monroe is in the building.
Hey, Grace.
He said what he said. Absolutely, Grace. Because as someone that's Puerto Rican, right? And Don Sicario in the chat, all my guys in the chat. When you look at players that are from Latin-born countries, right? And this is what people in the States they don't put this into the conversation. Gleyber Torres, he left his family when he was 16 years old from Venezuela to come to America, and they had him playing rookie ball in the middle of the sticks in Ohio. It's a cultural gap, right? You got to understand, if you look into kids in the Dominican Republic, kids by the time in DR, when they turn 11 years old, they're dropping out of school because they're focusing on baseball. At 11 to 12 years old, they're dropping out of school. So they miss what Frank is talking about, that grace period or learning certain things when it comes to the way to play the game properly, because they're being trained to make the big leagues. They're being trained on, you got to showcase your tools. They're not being trained on the fundamentals of the game. They're being trained on, hey, show that you could throw that 90-mile-per-hour fastball at 16 years old. Show that you got power at 16 years old. Not that you know how to play the fundamentals of the game.
It may not even be the fundamentals, but like that's what gets me annoyed about the Gleyber thing. Like, and again, I'm not saying it's solely rate. Like, I'm not saying that. But what I'm saying is, I appreciate you. I am that I am. What I'm saying is Gleyber is 26 years old.
Right.
Like, and we talk about his baseball IQ. We talk about this. Like, what about Bader's baseball IQ getting picked off at third?
Yeah, that was bad.
But he's 30, right? He's from the Bronx. And again, I love Harrison Bader. I love him. But as a fan base, it's like we got to like get right with some of this stuff and say, like, why is Rizzo getting a pass right now?
Yeah, that's a big one.
Yeah.
Right?
True. And I brought it up earlier, right? As much as we love Rizzo, as much as I call him El Calzone, I wave the flag for Rizzo. We have to start questioning, has Rizzo
Joey Gallo was, and he got it too. So I don't. What's
Donaldson,
going on?
And Yankees fans killed Donaldson. So it's not. I'm not saying that like fans won't kill American players. That's not what I'm saying.
No. Yeah.
Sometimes I hear these things, and TC, not in a bad way. Like I hear it all the time. Like, and it's like, well, we question. I question a lot of guys' baseball IQ.
I know.
You're 30. These guys are kids, man. I'm 40, so I could call a 30-year-old kid. But like, bro, I make mistakes in my day job every day. Well, I do.
Same.
Yep. We all do.
We all do.
Like, you guys wish you probably have sentences you'll say on this channel. You're like, man, I wish I got that back. That's stupid. But like, Gleyber Torres flicks the wrist a little bit, and we're like, oh, he's lazy.
Yeah. No, Frank, and I appreciate you for bringing that. A bunch of people in the chat definitely say Frank is speaking the facts. They say, I like this guy, Frank. Make sure you guys bring him up. Listen, like I said, Frank, he has a contract going to him right now to make sure that he will be on Morning Brew Sports going forward in the future, right?
I'm free. I'm easy. Send me like a pizza once in a while. I'm good.
Yeah. But like D-Rod said right here, and like Frank was saying, it has nothing to do with like race or anything, but kids from DR and PR, they have to play differently than Americans in order to get out of their country. And this is when I say because kids in America, right, they have the access to go to the colleges to play for these programs. Kids in DR, they don't have that, right? The first team to implement an education program to the minor league system was the Arizona Diamondbacks. And that was in 2019 that they started adding high school education to developmental and rookie ball. That's crazy to even talk about. 2019 is when the first major league team implemented education to the minor league system for kids that are 16 years old. I'm glad that it finally happened, but it took too long to happen, if you understand what I mean, Frank.
Yeah, man. So, I mean, I'm trying to read this Bader comment. We see fundamentals of Bader on the field, just like how he approaches catching a fly ball on ETC. You're right. And Bader's a great defensive outfielder. Nobody can say he's not, right? And I'm a big Bader guy. Like, I freaking love Bader.
Same.
But after he gets picked off at third, I didn't see him call him lazy. I did hear a little buzz about Bader when he didn't like run out that ball to first base.
Yeah,
and he's done that a couple times now.
Yeah.
Now that may be injury related. That may be, hey, I don't want to bust it. I want to stick it like 75% while I'm running instead of, on a ball that he's likely to be out on. So, I don't know. It's just something I hear that, and I bring it up a lot because I think it's something that we will be better as a culture and better as fans if we talk about the journey of a kid from Venezuela versus the journey of a kid from a prep school. It's different. It's different. So I will have a lot of grace for a kid, Gleyber, or another,
Pereira, Everson, whoever, Johnny Brito, Randy Vasquez.
I will have, because these guys got to learn. Look at Oswaldo Cabrera. That dude was driving Uber Eats. Do you guys know that? Do you guys know Oswaldo Cabrera
during the pandemic when the minor league system was canceled? When the season was canceled, he was driving Uber Eats to make money because kids in the minor leagues, they aren't in any union. They just got the union this year, and not everyone is a part of it.
A lot of prep school kids that are in the major leagues weren't driving Uber Eats.
Yeah. How many first round draft picks or second round draft picks are in the minor leagues that they had a signing bonus over 200,000, over 500,000? You get these kids from these countries, like Frank is saying, their signing bonus is 60,000 and 50 if they are the top prospect, if they are in Jason Dominguez, if they are in Gary Sanchez, and even when it comes to that, they just put a cap limit on what international players can get. Right. So you can't get that crazy money anymore. Go ahead.
Samantha's right. Like, I just want these guys to be good at baseball. But just as humans, like, we have to take some of their journeys into account. Right. So when we beat up a Gleyber and we give Volpe a little bit of grace, And again, it's TC. Don't think this is directed to you, because it's not. Like it's. I hear it all the time, and it's like maybe we give all these kids a little grace. Because I'm 40, I don't know if I could throw the ball to second base from home plate anymore. I'm not getting paid millions of dollars to do it.
Right.
I'm not getting. Yo, by the way, I did take batting practice on the field at Yankee Stadium.
Nice.
Yo, I was with Johnny Damon for 2 days, and I will tell you this: Johnny Damon,
righty or lefty, righty or lefty.
Missed that
me,
guy.
I'm a righty.
Okay, okay.
But I was with Johnny Damon for 2 full days. I picked him up at LaGuardia Airport one morning and dropped him off back at LaGuardia that night. Then I was with him again like 4 days later. I picked him up in Newark, and I dropped him off back in Newark. Because if he has events, he flies in the morning of and flies home that night. He's got a bunch of kids, wants to be home with his wife. I get it. Yo, I got to take batting practice on the freaking field at Yankee Stadium. I took 2 swings. I have never been more nervous in my life.
Frank, I'm right there because I went to. I'm not sure if you ever been to the Brooklyn Cyclones.
Hell yeah.
Down in Cody. So on Fridays is the firework nights. They let the fans run around the field. I tell you this, I went on the field to run around. Boy. By the time I got to second base, I'm looking around like, God damn, I hope I don't catch a cramp and just fall.
Right, bro. So let's just elevate what the hell these guys are doing, man. Like the level that they've reached and where they have gotten. Like, this is the stuff that we dream of still to this day. I'll say as a 40-year-old, like I'll wake up sometimes like, yo, man, I wish I was playing Yankee Stadium tonight. So it's like if and as a fan, and I'd never tell people how to root, but I do like talking about this stuff because we have to. I have to remember these are kids, man. Gleyber Torres is 26 years old. At 26 years old, like I was lucky to be able to afford a ticket to go to Yankee Stadium, and just because I was a kid, just in an entry-level job, trying to figure out my life. Now imagine being that kid in an entry-level job in that mentality from a foreign country. Learning a new language and doing it in front of 40,000 people a night and millions of people on the internet and TV. Like, that's crazy to me.
I had a friend that I knew, right? And this is the last thing, and we're going to move off of this topic. But I had a friend that I knew. I worked at Lombardi's Pizza down in Little Italy, like America's first pizzeria. Frank, not sure if you're familiar with it, but I was 18 when I got that job, right? One of the workers that was hired right when I got hired was an 18-year-old kid named Alex from the Dominican Republic. Now, this is a kid that athletic body, 6'4", crazy build. And I asked him, like, yo, bro, like, I know you're from DR. You're into baseball and stuff like that. This kid, he got signed by the Tampa Bay Rays when he was 16 years old, right, straight out of Dominican Republic to be a pitcher. I met him when he was 18, turning 19. What happened with Alex, my friend Alex, is they when they signed him, they sent him to a developmental league, and theirs was in Idaho. They had him living with a religious family that knew no Spanish, nothing like that. When I tell you that my friend, he used to go into the diner to order breakfast, and the only thing that he was taught was scrambled eggs. That's the only thing he was taught. So he'll go into the diner and ask for eggs. At first, he was like, can I get some eggs? He didn't know the difference between over easy, sunny side, or scrambled eggs, or how to say that in the States. He didn't know how to say that. So he's like, can I get eggs? And it was the diner, the lady who worked at the diner, who sat down with him, this old white lady, and told him, this is how you say scramble. This is over easy. This is joke. This is that. And at 16 years old, this kid had to learn that in a foreign country, like you said, Frank.
Yeah, so it's like, and I'm not saying that Gleyber is like the end all be all, or that Luis Medina is, whatever. Like, all I'm just saying is that, like, these are still kids. Like, Gleyber Torres is still learning the game of baseball in front of us. Guess who else is? Guys like Aaron Judge. I guarantee you, and I've been around Judge now twice. Crackle nuts.
Yo, I don't crackle nuts. You're a clown. I clicked on that one by accident.
No, but he's right. Yeah. So Gleyber can play baseball. Stop treating him like he said. I get it, but and that's it. That guy's right. Gleyber can play baseball. Yeah. But he's 26. So in my brain, and maybe it's just as I'm getting older, like a 26-year-old is still young.
Yeah.
Gleyber could have 10
maturing,
more. Yeah. He could have 10 more productive years in this league. Yeah. So
well, when it comes down to it, we're all human. We got to treat these guys like human. We're all we're all the same, and nobody gets preferential treatment. And we as fans, we kind of like separate that. We're like, we just want to see production, win, and we don't take in consideration everything else, where they came from. I mean, these foreign players, they don't have the resources American kids have. I coached my stepson all the way from 4 all the way to 16. These kids have personal trainers, they have batting coaches, hitting coaches, pitching coaches, they have all the top of the line equipment. These foreign players, they don't have all that. And to make it to the pros, I mean, that's an honor to just to come from there and to have that opportunity. So we all need to put that aside and just put that to rest and treat everybody as, the same.
Dude, like I think this is important real quick, and I want to bring this up from Sean Browning. Stop comparing players, especially prospects, to legends like Mantle, Garrick, Ruth, Mays, and Clemente. And I think that's important. And I think when having the conversations about Anthony Volpe, the fact that people that kept saying he's the next Derek Jeter, he's the next great Yankee, just let Anthony Volpe be Anthony Volpe, right? Regardless if he stays at shortstop, if he moves to second base, just let the kid be his own player, because he is different than Derek Jeter. Two different type of players. Derek Jeter, when he was in the minor leagues, he hit well over 300, but had no power. Anthony Volpe never hit 300, but he had power in the minor league, and you saw that, and you see it right now. Derek Jeter wasn't a 20 to 30 home run type of guy. When you look at Anthony Volpe and what he's done in his rookie year, you could see in the future he can profile into that 20 to 30 home run type of player.
And that's why I asked the question about Gleyber Torres. I view Volpe being more of a Gleyber than a Jeter. I just do. Now, Volpe definitely has some intangibles. I saw it in Somerset. I mean, Volpe's got a lot of those intangibles. You could say his baseball IQ is high. He made that play at shortstop to end the game where he dove to his right, our left, and then like basically from his knees threw it to LeMahieu, who was at third base, and they did the out that closed the game. Did you see the clip that he did that when he was like in high school or like in his young pro ball career?
I saw some clips on Twitter. It was going around.
That's what I mean, man. Like that's like crazy level, like next level play in IQ. So I think Volpe could be a full-time shortstop because the game has changed too. Look at the Yankees lineup. There's no 300 hitters. Zero. Maybe Judge is up there now. He's at 290. That game is over. They're worried about exit velo, swing plane, things along those lines.
Launch angle,
launch angle. I mean, and that's where you look at a guy like Jake Bowers, how he's gotten a little rebirth this season. He was a non-roster invitee to spring training. And now he's got a little rebirth because they did some stuff with his swing, and it looks like he's hitting the way that they want him to hit. But he's at what?
And making him play out of position too. He's a first baseman, and they're making
same thing with Oswaldo. Look at Oswaldo Cabrera. Throw Anthony Volpe in left field, his rookie season, and play Anthony Volpe at third, short, second, right, center, and see what happens. Like and again, like that's what they did with Oswaldo.
Hold on 1 second, because I'm trying to get our friend Nathan. He sent us a clip, and this is what I wanted to play on the show. Nathan interviewing Oswald Cabrera yesterday, and we're going to end the show with this one. I just need to send it to Soso so he could screen share it. Just give me 1 second, fellas. I do apologize for the technical difficulty. 1 second. So our friend Nathan Ramachandra from the NNR Hour. Nathan's in the chat. Also, we had 70 people that are in the building. So if you haven't smacked that like button, smack that like button. Also, shout out to Don Sicario and shout out to Murky also for winning the giveaway. We got to thank our friend Frank Luna for setting that up. Also, thank you for that, because that was a last minute thing. Frank was backstage and he said, let's do a giveaway. So we said, why not? Let's do a giveaway. Let's listen to this interview from my friend Nathan. And we got to hear what Ozzy Cabrera has to say. Go ahead, Sels.
Oswaldo Cabrera, can you talk about tonight's big win and you hit the home run? So talk about your offensive night.
I'm working on it. I'm working my
just 1 second.
All year. I'm feeling I'm getting that rhythm, playing every day. So happy.
So can you talk about tonight's pitching, obviously behind Randy Vasquez, 11 strikeouts, and what's it like playing with him and playing behind him?
You see that guy always competing. Doesn't matter what happens inside. see that guy pitching all the time. He's so aggressive. He's so talented. So that is what I love with his pitching.
What was your approach at the plate tonight? Obviously with the home run, but with a couple more RBIs afterwards. What was your overall approach at the plate?
Overall, it's always like nothing happened before. I don't care if I get a home run. I don't care if I get a strikeout. It's not all the time my approach. Just compete. It's just every time it's a little bit different with each pitcher, but at the same time, it's just my mentality is like beat that pitcher.
So, what is your next goal? Obviously, trying to get back to the big league team, but what are you working on now just to get better and hopefully get back to the big league team soon?
I'm working so hard to be back there and just help them win. And obviously working my offensive, and for that reason I'm here. I'm happy to be able to play every day and just get that rhythm, to get that back, and just help the team in the right way.
What are your thoughts on Andre Chaparro and Everson Pereira?
It's awesome. First time in my life that I ever played with those guys, and they are so talented too. So for that reason, I'm so happy to be here playing with those guys.
The last thing here, what are your impressions of Shelly Duncan as a manager?
He's so awesome. He's so energy guy. So for that reason, everybody in the club love him, and he is always about to win. That's one reason I love that guy.
Thank you as well.
Shout out to our friend Nathan Ramachandra from the NNR Hour. Oswald Cabrera, he's a class act, man. Anytime you get to listen to the conversations with Ozzy, make sure you do, because he just has such a positive attitude and outlook when it comes to life. Frank, what's your thoughts on that before we get out of here? TC as well. TC, I'm sorry, you're just muted. There you go. Go ahead, Frank.
I can't say enough about Oswaldo, man. I mean, he just personally, I've gotten to know him a little bit over the past year, and I did that event with him back in December at the Jersey Shore. And he treated every fan and they were the most important person on the planet. And he does it after every game, man. Like after every minor league game. Like I saw a tweet last night, like Oswaldo Cabrera is still out here signing dozens of autographs. Like he brings a perspective and approach to life that like I try to emulate, and that's something we can learn from. So a great clip from Nathan, because I know he's been out there hustling, but I just love Oswaldo. I can't say enough about that dude. It's just
same. TC, what's your thoughts on it before we wrap up and get out of here?
Yeah, I love the Cabrera. He's got so much energy and so much enthusiasm for the game. He had that breakout season last year, and we all expected the same thing, and he didn't get off to that same start. So it's unfortunate. I hope he comes back up. I hope he works on some things. But yeah, he's another guy that we need in this lineup. Athletic, plays every position. He's got the speed. He's a good guy to have on the team, good dugout presence. And I wish him all the best. I hope he's back up with our team here at the end of the season.
Yeah, same. Guys, appreciate everyone for tuning into the show. We got 60 people still in the building. If you guys can't smack that like button, also make sure you follow our friend, Mr. Frank Luna, on X or social media, on Twitter, whatever you can. Follow our guy, Frank Luna. Make sure you check out one of his any events that he got. When's the next event that you're throwing together, Frank?
I don't know yet, Hector. I've been in touch with a few of the guys, but the way the schedule and the trade deadline was going, nobody really wanted to lock anything in. And look, we're running out of time in the season. So I'm saying it here. You can pin this too, my man back there.
There you go. He's got it.
Pin this. Yo, I might try to pull off like an end of season event, like win, lose, or draw, man. Like go Yankees end of season event with a couple of the players if I can lock them in. So I think that'd be cool.
If you do that, and if you want to get me and Celso to help you MC that, let us know, and we'll make sure we can get him up here from South Carolina so we can help you out with that.
If Celso, I got a buddy who comes up from Myrtle Beach for those events. I'm gonna connect you with him because you two will be legendary on that flight from Myrtle Beach to Atlantic City.
I'm in.
I'll get a car service, bro. I'm gonna have a car service pick you two up in Atlantic City, just to make sure you don't go to Atlantic City and you actually make it.
Frank, man, appreciate you and everything.
Appreciate you guys, man. Seriously.
Thank you for the
September 23rd. You think you can make it, Frank?
I'm gonna try to get up there. I got to look at the schedule and see where I'm at. But I'm
all right.
Love to see you. And guys, most importantly, I appreciate you even thinking highly of me enough to get on here, and I'm grateful I had the opportunity to chop it up, not with just you guys, but your community. We definitely talked about some deeper things than I expected to even mention.
No, I appreciate the
that's
conversation.
Good though. That's good. Like
great conversation.
Adults,
we need that.
We have to talk about things, man. And we're all nodding our heads and smiling.
Yeah, no, it was a great conversation.
Yeah.
It was an hour and a half, and it went back like that.
We
Frank,
were strangers 2 hours ago, and now we're laughing and smiling, bro. And that's life, dude. That's what I try to take away. I say every day, man, it's a good day for a good day. So I appreciate you guys, and I'm rooting for you tomorrow.
Yeah, appreciate you, Frank. Hopefully next time Frank comes on, he can pull out that guitar from the background and play the guitar.
I don't want to.
We say that for next time. We gotta say,
I don't want too much drip on the first episode, bro. But I got a couple Jimmy Buffett tunes in that guitar, man. I got some Jimmy Buffett tunes.
All right. That's for part 2. Now we got to make sure Frank comes back. That's all it is.
That's it.
Frank, I appreciate you, my guy. Thank you so much. Appreciate everyone that was in the chat. Appreciate all you guys. It was a great conversation. Again, if you or anyone you know is struggling with substance abuse and or alcoholism, please contact the Substance Abuse and Mental Health Hotline. The number is 1-800-662-HELP. That's 1-800-662-4357. We appreciate everyone that was in the chat. You as a community, you guys are amazing.
We love all you guys.
It only goes the way that it goes because of you guys that are in the chat. But like always, peace, salute, TC. Any last words?
No, just, hey, if you have any problems, call Hector. You know, he's
available.
available.
Call me. We could talk about Pokemon cards and Power Rangers.
He's available 24/7. So that's the guy he is. So great conversation. Love all you guys and deuces.
That's a fact.
Quiere más, echa pa' acá, te quiero ver bailar. Se puede ver que no temas nada. Si tú te tiras, yo me tiro, 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 tiro. Si tú te tiras, yo me tiro, 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 tiro. Si tú te tiras, yo me tiro, 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 tiro. Si tú te tiras, yo me tiro, 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 tiro. Si tú te tiras, me tiro. Envidian por su estilo. Todo estaba tranquilo, pero llegaste sola al partido. Y baby, no me voy de aquí sin ti. Todo lo que estás sintiendo lo quiero sentir. Tu enojo, tu coraje, como llegaste aquí. Cantando que la ni, baby, dámela a mí. Pull up the dress, joven, pull up the dress. Hop in the phantom, what's the dress? Si quieres, pues nos vamos donde quieras, bebé. Me gusta como hablas, tiene un lindo base en brasilera. Venina Vela, una atrevida, pero sin